Are entitled parents. Entitled mom tries to steal my game, so I blow her son's ears out. Okay, so this story kinda edges on petty revenge as well. A bit of backstory. I was on my way to meet my friend at our local shopping center. Or mall if you're American. The reason we were meeting was usual for us at this point. Get food, chat and look around the shops. Especially Game, the UK equivalent of GameStop, I guess. I usually take the bus to the city center and then walk to the shopping center from the bus stop and then after, walk back home. If the weather was decent. Unfortunately, it was December, a few days after Christmas. It was a fairly nice day out. I bought new clothes, new shoes and not to mention Red Dead Redemption 2 which I was so excited about. Thankfully my family had been quite generous this Christmas and gave me a lot of money. I said my goodbyes to my friend and headed to the bus station. No way in hell was I walking back when it was this cold. I waited for the bus to arrive and plopped my earphones in. When the bus arrived I entered, showed the driver my bus pass, took a seat, and relaxed. I noticed that there was a mother, we will call her EM, and her child, we will call him DC for dumb child, who I had never seen on the bus before, which was strange. EM and her brat then sit right next to me. Even though there were plenty of other free seats, I just carried on listening to my music, and tried not to look at them, or do anything as I'm quite awkward around people I don't know. This is where the story starts to sound crazy, so fair enough, if you want to call bullsh. DC then grabs my bag and unzips it. Me, don't touch my bag please. Reaching for the bag. DC then pulls out my copy of Red Dead. DC, look mummy, a game for my bucks. EM, oh very nice sweetheart, I'm sure the kind boy will let you have it. EM then starts glaring at me, and I begin to feel really awkward and shy. Me, no, I've just bought that game, and it cost me a lot of money, please give it back. DC, no, it's mine now. Me, no dude, that was £60. I grabbed the game out of his hands and DC starts sulking and thrashing around. EM, well done, you've gave him a panic attack you hole. Me, I'm sorry but this game cost a lot of money and I'm not going to let some random kid have it for free. EM then glances at my earphones. EM, well since he can't have your game let him listen to your music. I instantly got a light bulb moment. At the time, I was really into a band called Death Grips, which if you don't know, is an experimental hip hop band that make really loud, intense and crazy music. Me, okay, sure he can listen to it. I made sure that the child had both earphones in and that I still had my phone in my hands controlling what he was listening to. I cranked the volume full blast and found the most insane and crude song in the band's discography. I can't remember the song, but I do remember it had something to do with the frontman intricately describing an orgy whilst screaming over the most distorted beat on earth. As soon as I pressed play, the child flung out the earphones and began crying. I tried so hard not to laugh. He began thrashing again and complaining that my music was sh, and he even started saying that I should kill myself because of my music taste. Now I've had suicidal thoughts in the past, so this kinda hit hard for me. This is where EM begins to flip. EM, what did you play for my child? Me, my music, like you asked. EM, did you not know he only likes specific songs, you tard? Me, how could I have known if you never told me? EM just snarls at me and tries to comfort her little shit. I guess the bus driver heard us arguing because he stopped the bus and came over to us. When the bus driver came over to us, the B mum said that I had said I would beat her child up and rob their house. I said that was absolutely not true and that the child tried to steal my game and how he freaked out at my music. Now I actually knew this bus driver because he would be on his rounds usually every Saturday, which is usually when I meet my friend. Bus driver, ma'am, I absolutely don't believe you whatsoever. This guy comes on this bus almost every Saturday and has never had an incident on this bus before. Now, neither had that girl before you, and your son harassed her. I asked about this later, and turns out that EM and her little deadhead son tried to rob a teenage girl's laptop a few weeks earlier on the same bus. Her face when the bus driver told her to get off was priceless. They stormed off the bus while the son was still crying, and I never saw them on the bus or around the area ever again. I still get angry about this today and hope they learned their lesson. It was pretty satisfying though. Update. Saw the kid in town with his buddies, all dressed like 45-year-old gamers with Sky Does Minecraft shirts on. He saw me and ran. You're too old for Pokemon. Give my son the phone. Background. I'm quite a nervous 14-year-old that has Asperger's. However, despite being shy, I would still go off on somebody who is going at me for a dumb reason or any reason. At the end of a school day, I would catch a bus that stops directly at my house, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes because of this. I would play on some Pokemon Go as the way the bus goes passes by a load of poke stops. Now onto the story. EM. Entitled Mum. EK. Entitled Kid. Me. This Ame. It was an ordinary routine home until I got on the bus. EM and EK, around 7, 8, get on the bus and show their day riders. Obviously, the EK decides to sit next to me, and EM sat on the other side of the bus. EK watches me play Pokemon Go, which I had no problem with, 3/4 of the way, until I have to get off. The EK tries to snatch the phone out my hands, to which I quickly react by pulling the phone back. EK decides to then run to EM and tells her that he asked to play and I apparently told him to F off. I expected EM to side with me here, but I was so wrong. EM storms up to me and the confrontation went like this. EM, how dare you say such language to my son and then refuse to let him try the game. Me, I never told him to F off, ma'am. EM, my precious little boy would never lie to me. Give him the game now. EK, mummy, I want to play the Pokemon game. EM, hold on baby. You shouldn't even be playing Pokemon, you're way too old for that. I'm starting to get a bit nervous as I'm starting to get looks from people. However, I keep my cool as I could easily fend her off if she attacks me, as I'm halfway to a black belt in martial arts. Me, there are people who play Pokemon who are way older than me. EM, yeah, physical age not mental. Give him the phone. Me, just download the game yourself, it's completely free on any phone. EM, I'm not wasting any data on my phone because some selfish teenager who has the mental age of 4 isn't letting my child play the game. At this point I'm losing my cool and just ignore the EM until EK says, EK, just take it off him by force. EM, good idea. After I hear this, I immediately put my phone somewhere safe and get in a defensive stance just to see that I'm at my stop. So I grab my phone and push the EK out the way and bolt out the bus and hear the EM screaming how I assaulted his precious baby boy and is getting away with his phone. I just get off the bus and watch it leave. A few days later I get a knock on the door. I open it and guess who it is? EM and a police officer behind her. Me, internally, Osh, here we go again. Now, I was a bit scared here. I mean, I'm a 14-year-old Aspie who could possibly end up like Joker from Persona 5 and be charged with theft and assault. I couldn't even get one word into the police officer without EM yelling, EM, that's him. That's the kid who stole my precious baby's phone. Police, arrest him. New cast member. NPO, nice police officer. NPO, calm down ma'am, let's hear his side of the story first. EM, that's not needed at all, he's the one who stole my phone. That's all you need to know. Not only that, but he also assaulted my son while running away. NPO, even if that's the case, we still need to hear his side of the story. EM, fine. But if he gets off of this because of your shite work, him suing. I tell NPO the complete story while having the occasional interruptions from EM saying he's lying, to which NPO tells her to shut up and stop interrupting me. After the whole story is told, NPO asks me if I have any proof that it's my phone, to which, before I can even answer, EM, exactly, you have no proof at all that it's yours. Me, actually I do. EM, what? No you don't. Even if you have evidence, it's not video evidence. Me, that's where you're wrong sweetheart. It just so happens that one of my parents' friends were on the bus, recorded the whole incident and emailed to my mum, to which my mum emailed it to me to prove that I'm not guilty here. After the video is shown to NPO, EM makes this whole squabble of lies that it's still not enough proof, blah blah blah, to which I just decide to grab the phone and unlock it in front of both NPO and EM. Me, that enough proof sir? NPO, I believe it is. EM was then arrested on the spot for attempted theft, harassment and disturbing the peace, and sentenced to 4 years in jail. The end. This one is crazy. So this is my first post about a woman who goes crazy, and I mean fkin crazy. EM equals entitled mother. SK equals stupid kid. So this where the story starts. I'm 14 and I went with my GF to a pool, and then we went to eat at her parents' house. So when me and my friends went home, me and Thomas my friend found a ball and we went to play basketball in a nearby park. So after that we walked further and me and my friend got tapped on our shoulders and we turned around. The following happened. EM, hey, return that ball to SK. SK, mommy, mommy, mommy I want the ball. EM, hold on I'll get it for you my precious angel. Then me and Thomas said no, we found the ball about 2 miles down the road and you have no right to just take it. So I always carry a Therman pocket knife if some weird things happen. So this goes on for about 5 minutes. And then the mother becomes mad and says okay I will call the police if you don't give us the ball. Kid crying in the background. When we argue with her for about 10 minutes she said alright and pulls out a switchblade and says okay we'll give it now. So I pull out my Therman and get my knife out while Thomas is calling the police. So she FK and slices my wrist, nearly slicing my vein, and I grab the knife and throw it away. Then the cops came. Man, her face became pale. So she starts to say how we raped her and her kid. Turns out she wounded 5 girls that night and me and my friend were brought to the hospital where I got treated for my cuts, and then she got convicted for assault and assault of an officer, to which she got sentenced for 9 years in prison. Me and Thomas always look back at it as funny. So end of story. Nice day everyone.